Hello, this is Kirk from VG247.com, and I'm here with Matt,
Hello.
and we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. So we was both at E3 this June, and we both got to see the behind closed doors demo of the game, and it blew our fucking heads off, basically.
Yeah. I think not only was it like an amazing demo to watch, but like it's just the sheer confidence of CD Projekt. I think to sit you down and show you like 50 minutes of gameplay. That sort of thing doesn't really happen anymore. Not at E3. You know, you kind of rush it in and out of a room within 20 minutes, and you see 15 minutes of gameplay, and it's all very controlled. But this. It was still obviously very controlled, but it felt very free-form. It felt like they were really open, and they just showed so much of the game in one go. You know, and it was a really confident kind of showing, not just to us, but to everyone else. And then as the week kind of built up and the days went over, more and more people were buzzing about it. And you could see, you know, they were just not letting anyone in, but everyone that wanted to see it, they were trying to get them in to see it. You know, so they're obviously press and marketing dudes, but then there was other developers there, right? So David Cage was in there.
Yeah, Kojima was there, wasn't
he? Yeah, and Warren Spector, who made Deus Ex. You know, so it's the exact same kind of themes as that guy's worked with. You know, and they all come out of it like buzzing. Basically, it was so good to see. You know.
Yeah, it was all everyone was speaking about on the show floor, really, wasn't it? That and Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You know, not only the quality took everyone's breath away, but it was the main kind of talking point of the whole show, which is great because sometimes you go to E3 and everyone's kind of like, you know, did you see such and such, and you know, but everyone saw Cyberpunk, you know, and everyone made the effort to see it, and you know, like we had one appointment, but then you blagged your way in, and then Alex blagged his way in as well because we just had to see it because it was so awesome. So,
it was amazing, and like you say, it was the 50 minutes they showed. It was uncut as well. It was just one whole section, like a mission thread, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a mission thread, and it introduced like again, like the confidence thing is it introduced so many different characters. So obviously the player character, but then like your co-op partner, who was like this gruff kind of you know, detective on your side. I can't remember what his name was.
He's a Latino dude, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. But anyway, so it introduced him, but then also like the Rasta guy, who's, you know, the underground criminal dude, and then, you know, the corporate woman who kind of slaps you around the floor and stuff, and you know, and then obviously a load of villains and bad guys to shoot up, and then the doctor who pulls out your eyeball and replaces it with another, you know, a cyber eyeball or whatever. You know, it was just bonkers the way the kind of the whole thread of that storyline just kind of unraveled really quickly, and it just asked you to take in so much. That's why it was so mind-blowing, I think, because it wasn't just like, here's a demo of the guns and here's a demo of the physics and here's a demo of how this works. It was just this massive package where everything kind of sloshed in together, and it worked really well.
Yeah, we didn't really get to see how the choices interact with the story, but you know that bit where you get the body of that woman who's unconscious in the bathtub, and you take her upstairs, and like this security force pulls up in like a flying car and puts her in, don't they? If you look at the cinematic trailer, that bit's actually in the cinematic trailer, but the security force pulls up and starts shooting everyone instead. So obviously that can go a different way.
Yeah, I think there was multiple kind of spots in that 50-minute demo where you could see things could go, you know, either way or different ways. I think that's going to be the beauty of the game, isn't it? In that, you know, it's going to branch off quite a lot. The storyline's going to split. I think people are going to. I know it's a single-player game, but it's kind of that clever single-player game where everyone's going to have a slightly different experience. So then you can start talking about it online, and everyone will be saying, "Did you see such and such?" And you know, you'll completely miss whole strands of that story and whole strands of action.
Yeah.
That someone else will see, and someone else will see completely different things that you didn't see. You know, that's one of the exciting things about a game.
Yeah, because you can whip your gun out like mid-conversation in some conversations, can't you, and just start shooting people.
Yeah, I wish you could do that in most games. I've been sitting through Far Cry 5, you know, thinking, God, can I just pull out a gun and shoot? Because it's going to happen, but I have to sit through 5 minutes of dialogue or whatever. Yeah, I wish you could do that in a lot of games. Yeah, it's great. I love that sort of thing, you know. I think you know, you can play it as impatiently or as, you know, meticulous as you like. Really.
And the shooting looks really good as well, doesn't it? It's really violent and punchy, and the environment reacts to every shot, and it just looks great.
It looked great, you know, like blasting through wall supports and, you know, limbs flying off, taking limbs off with, you know, katanas, shooting kneecaps out, and, you know, I think if that really does play into the game, like if you can, you know, cripple an enemy before, you know, rather than just, you know, take them out with headshots.
Yeah, so like,
I think that makes it really strategic.
If a leg's poking out from behind a wall or something, you can just blast a bit chunk of the wall away and then take him off at the kneecap and finish him off, can't you?
I hope so. Yeah, you know, if it does play out like that with all the combat kind of scenarios, then I think it's going to be really, really catchy. And I think that's what, for me, that's one of the best parts about it going, or it being first person as well. I know people were freaking out a little bit that it's not a first person game.
It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. I totally understand why it needs to be first person as well, because you need to get in there and kind of appreciate it and see it in all its kind of granular detail.
Yeah, the city's so
like
dense.
There is loads of detail.
There was one point in the demo where they were just walking along, and there was this neon sign. It was like a tree, and like little neon leaves were falling off the tree and blowing in the breeze, and they just like glossed over it like it was nothing. But it was just this background.
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah, this is it. I like, you know, I know they said it's what, pre-alpha or something?
Yeah,
like that, pre-alpha build. Yeah. Well, you know,
it looks amazing.
God knows what it's going to look like. Yeah, which is, you know, it did look amazing, and all that kind of level of detail is really encouraging. I think what that probably means is that we're not going to see it on the PS4 or the Xbox One.
I think we will. I just don't think it'll be the version that you want to play.
No. So see, I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be cross-gen. I think it'll be next-gen completely. Because I don't think it's going to be out for another couple of years. I don't think we're going to see anything else of it until next year.
I don't know, because CD Projekt Red in 2015, I think it was, they got a grant from the Polish government to research some new tech, and there's a like embargo. Sorry, not an embargo, but a deadline. Sorry, on what they had to turn it in by, and the deadline was June 2019. So there's a good chance it could be out by then.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe that's just a deadline to show off the tech. You know, a completed technology, not necessarily a completed game that uses that tech.
Yeah, that's true. It could just be a tech demo deadline, couldn't
it? It could be. It depends what they're doing with that as well. As you know, maybe they're going to. I don't know. Maybe they're going to sell off their own tech for people to use as well.
No, I mean it's based on the pen and paper RPG, right? Cyberpunk 2020, so it makes sense from a marketing perspective to release it in 2020.
That would be quite neat, I suppose. It's better than waiting until 2077, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. You know, if it's pre-alpha now, then it's at least 2 years out.
Yeah.
I would have thought, unless what they've showed us is, you know, a year. You know, maybe the build that we saw is a year out of date, which wouldn't be unusual if they've not showed it off before.
Yeah, that's true.
And maybe we'll get another good look next year, and maybe hands-on. But I can't see them showing it off again. Unless they've got a big stage again, you know. It seems like it's made such an impact now. It'd be pretty foolish. I doubt they're going to be at Gamescom, for example, and then I don't know what else is big enough to kind of house it unless they do something themselves.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't released that demo. You know, I know they said they didn't want to, and you know, they don't want people to judge it this early. But obviously, we've already seen it, and a lot of other people have. And it's quite unusual, isn't it, in this day and age, not to release the footage that everyone's seen and everyone's excited about.
CD Projekt,
a bit more exclusive.
They got a bit burned with The Witcher 3 though, doing that, didn't they? Because they released the footage of it too early, and then when the game released, they got accused of downgrading the graphics.
Yeah, but really, if you look back at The Witcher 3 now, it's still amazing, and it still looks incredible. So
I don't understand a bit why people complained about it, to be honest.
I think people like to complain, don't they? I think, so what if it had been, you know, so-called downgraded? It's not really anyone else's business. What?
No,
you know,
it's not like
it's not like they're selling you a lie.
It's not like they're doing it to piss people off. Like, oh, no, it looks too good. Let's make it look shit for the gamers. They obviously downgraded it, or whatever you want to call it, for a reason. The performance maybe wasn't there, or it wasn't working as intended when it looked that nice. You know, they've got targets to hit, and sometimes they can't hit them targets, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I think Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, maybe they won't. They just won't release. But they could. Maybe they would release a edited version of that demo, so it doesn't have to be 50 minutes. But then you wouldn't get the full effect, right? Because there was none of that 50 minutes that there was downtime where you thought, oh, it's a bit boring, or I've got to listen to this man waffle on. It just rolled really quickly, didn't it? It went from one scene to the next.
It started off with
it was all very different as well. It wasn't just one big, 50-minute shootout.
No, it started off with the character creator, didn't it?
Yeah.
But
only quickly.
Yeah, but I mean that looked good, didn't it? Like it looked like there was plenty of options there, and you can create a backstory for your character and all that, and it's a bit Mass Effect-y in that way at the beginning, I thought, and maybe the dialogue will react to your choices there as well. Like people will treat you differently depending on your backstory.
I would have thought so, yeah, depending on a lot of options that you choose when you're creating a character. Yeah, that'd be perfect, really. That's the kind of game they're making, right? It's interesting because The Witcher was so defined, right? You were Geralt, and that's it. You don't really get a choice in that. So it'd be interesting to see how CD Projekt kind of change that up for Cyberpunk, because that's not their thing, is it? It's not that they've not really done that before. But then there's a lot of things that they haven't really done before. They haven't done first person, and they haven't done character creation, and they haven't
done shooting mechanics or driving.
No, you're right. Yeah.
But it all looks really good. The driving looks great. I mean, you can switch to third person there, right, as well, and it really lets you see the scope of Night City, which looks massive and amazing. I mean, what was it, split into 6 districts, was it?
Yeah, 6 different districts. Yeah.
You got the city centre, which is the heart of Night City, where the corps are. You've got Santo Domingo, where all the industrial zones are, and then you've got Pacifica, which is the gang territory. Watson, which is all marketplaces where the Asian community congregates. You got Latino district, which is Haywood. This is where you start the game, I believe, where your apartment is, and we saw in the demo you can like go around your apartment, and going into the city is just a case of getting in the elevator, right, and you can see the city like coming into view as you go down, and it looked great.
Yeah, it was very Judge Dredd Mega City 1. Like, it was very like, the whole city is contained within an apartment block in a sense. I think if we're free to explore that, which we should be, then it's going to be incredible. The map in Witcher 3 was massive, right?
Yeah.
And it took ages to explore that, but part of the fun is just going off and exploring it yourself. But that did feel like they had different districts and different kind of lifestyles of the NPCs that lived there and stuff. There were rich and poor areas, and there was a war zone, right? There was a whole battlefield. Yeah. And then there was like a rich kind of merchant city with a port and stuff like that. So, I'm sure they're going to repeat that kind of scope and scale for Night City, which is a rubbish name for a city, by the way. Apart from that, that's about my only complaint.
I mean, Judge Dredd gets away with Mega City 1, so...
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, that's not great either.
We had a quick look at the classes as well, didn't we? Because it's like a seamless class system where the things you do like go into your points, and then you get better at what you do most, basically. I had to duck out of the demo 10 minutes before the end, but I think you saw something with the Netrunner at the end there where they get to control someone else's mind or something, didn't they?
I can't actually remember that bit. I think the thing about the ending was that it was so like horrifically violent that it just kind of made me gasp in shock at what I was seeing. But in terms of the classes, yeah, I'm all about. I hate choosing a class immediately and then having to stick with it, or just being able to tweak it a little bit. It makes me pretty miserable. And this isn't that type of game, right? This is the type of game where you're going to want to start choosing different skill sets and weapons and perks and stuff, depending on what you discover and stuff like that. I think, so I'm all about that. I don't really, I wouldn't even consider tying myself down to a class in an early stage of a game like that. So. Yeah, I'm all about kind of the free-form kind of approach to it.
It's interesting because in the pen and paper RPG there were more subclasses. Some of them included things like journalist and rockstar, and I know. And CD Projekt Red said these will be in the game, but you just won't be able to be one of them. So you'll obviously meet characters that fall into these archetypes, which is pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they've got to rein it in to a certain extent, right? Because the thing with the pen and paper RPG is like there's no limits, right? Because it's just pen and paper and whatever's in your mind.
Yeah.
So you can go off on one completely. You know, it reminds me of the old Call of Cthulhu RPG, which, you know, that just had, you know, 100 different jobs and classes in it and stuff like that.
It can be overwhelming, right?
Yeah, completely overwhelming. Yeah, especially someone that's new to it and stuff. It's not, you know, this is, you know, I doubt there's many people out there that have played the Cyberpunk RPG.
Yeah.
You know, a lot. You know, even amongst RPG fans, you know, pen and paper RPG fans, you know, I can't imagine. You know, it's not the default game when you think of pen and paper RPGs, is it? It's not.
Not really. I'd never heard of it until I'd heard of this game. So.
Right. So there you go.
But I'm not a massive pen and paper guy, so.
No, I used to be, but you know, back in the day before I discovered that games were better.
That's it. Now we're gonna get mean comments. It's your fault.
Yeah, we are. Well, but they are better most of the time.
I'd get excited if CD Projekt Red was making a fucking game about, I don't know, a sausage.
Horses.
Yeah. The Barbie game. I'd play it if it was CD Projekt.
Barbie Horse Adventures.
Exactly.
By the CD Projekt. Yeah, I'd be up for that. Yeah, they're good. They're good guys, right? And they're really friendly developers, and they're very open towards the press, as open as they can be. I think.
I love them to bits. And speaking of love, we've got a bit of information as well about romance options in Cyberpunk 2077, right?
You pretty much shag anyone, right? So as long as they're as long as, you know, they're part of the storyline that you can romance. I don't think there's any restrictions.
No, because Geralt was, like you said before, he was a set character and he was straight. But in this, you can be bi, gay, straight, whatever you want.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, that's what you want from a role play.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be able to just do whatever you want to do. I'm pretty sure. How many like romanceable characters was there in The Witcher?
Probably about
a lot, right?
8.
There was a few barmaids. That you
oh yeah, if you class all the prostitutes and stuff,
right?
then there's loads. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, you know, there'll be plenty of that in Cyberpunk. I would have thought.
Oh yeah, it's a horrible, grimy world, so there'll be sex workers and stuff, I should think.
I would have thought so. Yeah, it all kind of plays into that, right? Into that kind of sci-fi, you know, environment, that kind of hard-boiled thing. Yeah, you know, it sounds exciting. It sounds, you know, there's lots of characters to get involved with, which is great when it's a single-player game, because obviously, you know, you're not playing with any other players. So, is there going to be any multiplayer? Do you think? I know they've kind of hinted at something like that.
Yeah, they said that. Well, they're currently working on R&D for the multiplayer mode. So multiplayer is second. It's first and foremost, it's a single-player game. And if there is multiplayer, it's likely going to be after it's released.
Okay. So it could just be something very simple, like, you know, leaderboards or something.
Yeah. But one of the bits of tech they were working on was called seamless multiplayer or something. So maybe they're gonna pop a co-op mode in there one day. Maybe they're trying to make it work. But if it doesn't work, then they won't do it. Because CD Projekt Red won't just add something for the sake of it. They'll only add it if it makes the game better. So.
No, yeah, I mean, you know, it's not a co-op game, but you do have co-op partners, right? You have AI partners throughout the whole thing, by the sounds of it, and you can team up and dump other partners and swap your partners in and out. I think is the general idea, isn't it? So I guess you could expand that to some kind of co-op experience later on.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool if they can make it work, but if they don't, I won't really care.
No, it's not about that, is it? It's about the world they're creating and your kind of experiences in it. I think, you know, the whole single player is dead thing is just I think that was nonsense from the start. Really, there's been some superb single player games.
Yeah, I mean Bethesda pretty much makes just single player games. Well, until E3.
But like something like Dishonored, though, that, you know, and Prey, they're superb single player games.
And then you got your Fallouts and your Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, exactly.
But not cool. Fallout 76 though.
Oh no, is it 76? 76.
Yeah.
76, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, I don't particularly want any kind of multiplayer elements in there, but I think it'd be worth. It'd be interesting to see what CD Projekt do with multiplayer. In the same way, it'd be interesting to see what they can do with the other new stuff that they're adding to the game.
Either way, whatever happens, we can't wait to play it. So
that's pretty much the general vibe. Yeah.
Yep. You've been watching VG247's YouTube channel. I've been Kirk. He's been Matt.
I'm Matt.
There he is. If you liked it, give it a like and subscribe and all that. And we'll see you later.
Thanks.